If you're a creative entrepreneur who's been working very hard on the project that you believe will create a huge impact in the marketplace for your family or for those that need it, but you've been discouraged because you don't quite believe people see the value in what you're doing, this video is for you. This is another one of my straight talk videos. So it's unscripted. And I just simply want to get through to you that what you're doing has value. And I want to tackle a few approaches that you should always take when it comes to being on the journey of personal development in your life and growing a business that is successful. And I want to say, whether you're a believer or not, by the grace of God, you can get it done, right? Because what we don't have is all of the time in the world, right? We're all dying at the end of the day. And I don't say that to give you a sense of gloom or doom. I'm saying that so that you can put yourself in an optimal state of self-awareness, and why it is so important for us to do the best that we can, to do it the best that we can, at all times. Put absolutely everything that we have into it. And because there are so many things that can be very valuable in each of our lives. Some of us have families, some of us don't. Some of us have close associates, some of us don't. And some of us are hopeful to create a community of people that we care for. And that can be done, even if you don't have children now. It could be a situation, maybe you want to adopt children. Maybe you want to get married. Maybe you want to meet more friends and create meaningful relationships. That's all doable and all possible. And you should absolutely strive for that end. What I want you to understand is, don't get yourself in a bad mindset. Don't put yourself there. Understand the very fact that you are conceiving something that you believe in to bring it to fruition is a really good and honorable thing, because you're thinking about others and how you can add value to their lives. And I feel like I'm safe in assuming that, because this is who my channel is for. This personality type, right? People who have this focus, people who have this drive, right? Who want to add value to others, because that is the big win. That is what I feel success is. When you are living within the purpose for which you were created. And I don't have that answer for you. You have to discover that for yourself. But I know that it is living in your creative space in order to make the world a better place. I believe that that's what all of our purpose is. And whatever that means for you, it looks like for you, I wish you all the success in the world to that end. I just don't want you to feel badly about where you are and of the overall value of what it is you're, attempting to do. Because it may in the end turn out to be way different than what you imagined in the first place. But it feels so good and it feels so right. And everyone is being served and you are feeling absolutely fulfilled. And that's how life can be sometimes. We don't always have the answers, but I believe the answers come to us as we get off on the journey, when we don't pontificate so much, when we don't procrastinate, when we really get in there. Because a lot of times things, well, I'm going to say all of the times, things simply aren't revealed to you until you get going, right? You can't figure it out standing still is what I'm saying. You have to create momentum for yourself in order for things to unfold for you. I personally learned that, and I'm telling you, if you talk to a lot of successful people, they'll let you know that same thing. You figure things out as you get going and doing things. You have to tinker. You have to experiment. All I'm saying that every level has value. So long as you are intent on moving forward and embracing the process and understanding that things take time. But here's the blessing for us. This is the gift I feel the Creator gave us. Time moves anyway. It doesn't stand still. So even if something seems like it's so long, I'm telling you, when you really get focused and you get into that process and you are immersed in it and you are willing to pivot as many times as you do, you're willing to go through as many sound and meaningful iterations. And what that means is you're always using first principles, right, that are proven to succeed, and you are applying them in the relevant area with which you are pursuing, in which you are pursuing, right? In other words, you're only using the principles and things that have been proven before you in this arena that have already been proven to work. And let me tell you this. If you say to me, well, Russell, I'm actually inventing something that does solve a problem that is a major need in the marketplace, but it doesn't exist. Okay, guess what? There have been instances where people have invented things, and there are lessons that you can extrapolate from these evergreen principles, tried and true foundational principles that you still can apply to your situation. There's always something, and it could be something in the area that you're pursuing, right? Since you've chosen something that is an evergreen, meaning it's always needed year around, day in and day out by a large segment of the market, and they're absolutely willing to invest what they need to solve that problem. You figure that out. Even in that same arena that you're pursuing, there has been something that was invented that didn't quite exist before. But I'm going to give you some good news. Everything that exists that has been invented is comprised of components that already pre-existed. So the Creator has given us all of the resources from the beginning when He created this planet, everything that we need to create everything that will ever be needed to be created. That's exactly what He provided us for. And I feel like that is so beautiful. So when we look at inventions and say, oh, that's so inorganic. No, it's actually organic. Because it's because of those organic processes and natural phenomena that we are able to create the things that we feel is unnatural. So it's all connected. Anyway, all I'm saying is don't get so bogged down. Of course, if you're doing something and you discover that it doesn't work, immediately quit that and move on to experimenting with something else, right? And that's why I say stand on the shoulders of giants, people that have had success similar to what you're pursuing in the arena that you're looking to pursue it in. Find those people, whether you can deal with them personally, whether they're dead and left some sort of records, interviews, books, podcasts, radio interviews, whatever it is. You can learn something from them, and you can apply what they have learned and share to what it is that you're doing. You literally can collapse time frames by taking wisdom, meaning using the information that these people are warning based on the things that they did right, the things that they did wrong, and you can apply that in your life for your business and your opportunity. So there's so many things to be excited about. There's so many things to learn, right? There's so many new things that are being discovered in this time. Technology and enlightenment is happening at lightning fast speeds. There's so much for us to actually get excited about. We should not be bored. And I want to say this. We know that there's always, the law of polarity states that there's always two sides of a thing. So yes, there are going to be evils in the world. Yes, with all of this technological advancement, there's already someone or some people that are already thinking of evil deeds to do with this stuff. But don't focus on that. We're going to need some positive. We're going to need some good stuff to counter that. So focus on being the good. Focus on the solutions. Every problem presents an opportunity to create a solution. Understand that. And every solution creates a new set of problems, which then create a new set of opportunities to create more solutions. You should always be hopeful in your thinking. Always be thankful, right? The fact that you have a functioning brain. That's why I love the story of Helen Keller. And she wasn't the only one that has had some what we call handicaps and still created some meaningful things and inspired millions of people. There's a lot of people like that now, even alive to this day. Some people that don't have any arms and legs that are going on to be respectful speakers and businessmen and women, or just simply joyful people that are actually touching people's lives in a meaningful way. So we have a lot to be thankful for. We really do. And even in the areas where we feel we're poor, we're actually quite rich, right? So we need to be thankful, and we need to be understanding that we do add value. What we're doing matters. You may not be at the level to where as though you're achieving significant results yet, but guess what? The fact that you got started, by the grace of God, you'll get there if you don't stop and if you stay focused. And I'm not saying don't have any fun in your life. I'm just saying the more focus you put on up front, right? The easy, hard principle, the easier it is going to be on the back end. Just imagine the time that you put in, and I'm not saying totally ignore your family or anything like that. I'm just saying put the time in now so you can buy that time back later and spend it with the people that you love. That's all I'm saying. Focus on things. And I can say that because I'm doing that. I'm literally focused. I've never been this focused in my life. By the grace of God, I'm blessed to do it. And yes, I have a lot of great things I get to share with you guys. That's why I wanted to take you guys along on this journey. And I know it's hard to believe without seeing it. I understand that I have the burden of proof. I absolutely do. But I'm so excited for you guys, for you to see that I take my own advice, that I don't just preach at you. I'm preaching to myself as well, right? Because it motivates me, and I love the fact that I get to inspire you. Now, it may not click, right? I don't have a lot of views and a lot of followers, but I understand how to get there. And I'm going to continue to go through the steps. I can't do it all at once. That's why I'm building a beautiful team, right? Because we can't do it all ourselves. We need each other. I need you guys, right? And I want to be there for you guys. So that's why I wanted to start this journey. Look at it. I'm not perfect at all. I suck at YouTube. But here's the thing. I genuinely care. I genuinely understand these things that I'm talking about. These are things that I'm learning and doing, or things that I've done. And that's what I'm sharing. I do something and then I share it. I discover something awesome that I'm putting into practice and I share it with you guys. That's my modus operandi for this channel and for life in general. So I love the fact that I get to take you guys on this journey with me, and I love encouraging you, because I know when I speak these words, you may be doubting, man. You're like, man, this guy, he always showing up talking. I don't see nothing he's talking about, but he's telling me to do something. Well, by the grace of God, I'm going to get to share, because I'm actually working and doing things that actually mean something, and I'm not procrastinating, and I'm getting it done as quickly as humanly possible for me, right? I'm doing that because you're right. I believe that I should be setting that example for you guys, right? I should be practicing what I preach. I should not be a hypocrite. That's exactly what this channel is about. I already understand the residual power that this channel is going to have because of what I'm working on, and I get to share it. And I do understand, by the grace of God, the way things work, there's going to be a big explosion because I put a great deal of effort to do it very well and to do it with all my might. Only focusing on things that people care about and the things that they want. That's the only thing I want to serve. It's because at the end of the day, it's not about me. And that is what's fulfilling to me. The fact that I get to serve others at a higher level. That means a lot to me. That's where I get my satisfaction at, all of my fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I do and create means nothing without others. And so that's why I'm always thinking about others and what matters to them. And I'm learning so much. I'm becoming such a better person. And at the age of 52, I feel more energetic and alive than I've ever felt. I'm glad that ageism hasn't affected me, not in the least. I feel super duper young. And by the grace of God, I've been blessed with that gift. I've always felt timeless in my existence and the way that I approach things. I've never let age become an excuse for me at all, because I've seen many great people do it. You know, Colonel Sanders, many, many more, right? The Bible, right? Moses, Abraham, like all these people were older men. Noah, right? Elizabeth and Zacharias. These were older people that received a blessing of God. And what did the angel Gabriel say? God does this to show you that all things are possible with God. That's exactly There is nothing that is impossible. That's exactly why God does that. So we shouldn't be worried about age for those of you that are older. And those of you that are younger, it's not too young to get started. As a matter of fact, it's probably wiser for you to start at a younger age. And that's exactly what I'm encouraging. And here's the thing. Don't worry about past mistakes, decisions. I made a ton of them and some serious ones, and I don't make light of that. But here's what I discovered. The only way for me to solve things and become better is for me to do something about it and not complain about what was already done. What's done is done. What are you going to do now? And that's the question that I will ask myself and all of you. Just do something. Just do better. Now that you know better, simply do better. And don't go backwards. Keep going forwards, right? So I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to fill yourself with a high sense of gratitude and be thankful for everything that you have and everything that you've learned. Because guess what? You have learned a lot. And I don't want you to think about the gap from where you are to where you want to be. I want you to focus on what you've gained, how far you've come, how much more of a person you've become. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel really, really good. And it's going to inspire you because guess what? There is someone that's a few steps behind you that needs that encouragement. And the fact that you're constantly moving forward by the grace of God, you're going to get to the end of that line, right? Which the journey never ends, by the way. But that line in terms of that phase of the project, this particular project that you're going to get to the end of that line and be on to the next, right, in your journey, because it is a never-ending journey. You are a perpetual student. You are a perpetual learner. You are a perpetual doer. You are a perpetual giver, full of gratitude and a growth mindset, right? That's who you are. You are a powerful and courageous human being made in the image of God. So you will be fine. And guess what? Challenges will arise, and that is another opportunity for you to get stronger and to be better. I hope this video was inspirational to you guys. And I just really want to encourage you. Like, guys, I'm not just preaching at you. I'm preaching at me. I'm doing this stuff. And it's a lot of challenging stuff. I just don't talk about it because I know I'm not allowed to talk about it because God commanded it until I do it. But I'm so excited for you guys, for the things I get to share. And trust me, it's going to be very inspirational because it's only an example of what God can do for any of us, right? And like I said, if you're not a believer, you still have a lot of potential. And that's the truth of the matter. You have a lot of potential. And there's so much that you can offer the world. And the fact that you want to do that is so noble. So keep going. All right, guys, have a blessed one.